Welcome, everyone. Oh, I'm so glad to see everyone here. And those of you who are remote, we miss you. We wish you were here in the room with us to have some of this great Italian food, but it doesn't mean that we don't love you just as much. My name is Sharon Rush. I'm the co-founder and executive director of Knowbility. And as any of you who have had any conversation with me tonight probably already know, I'm going to retire at the end of May. Yes. And our search for an executive director was made so much easier when we learned that Jillian Fortin had left Fable, and Jillian will be our next ED. And she's also going to be our MC tonight, so that'll be great. And I think my function tonight is, first of all, to thank everyone, and then to give a little bit of history. And when I start the thanking, my problem is there's no place to stop, because this community has been the most incredible experience, certainly of my life and of many lives that I've heard, in terms of how the community comes together, supports each other, and does just these profound and amazing and system-changing things. So, and that includes every single person who's sitting in this room. So I was thinking it would be sort of fun if you just look around your table at the people who are sitting with you and say thank you. Say thank you. Those of you online, you look around the list of the people who were there and thank each other, because everyone contributes in this way that I've never seen really in any other environment. And I don't mean just Knowbility and just AIR. It's the community of people with disabilities. And I thought I'd give you a bit of history of where Knowbility came from in that community of disabilities, because what was it? It was 1998, I guess. I was working at Easter Seals, trying to find employment for people with disabilities, and at that time, most of the jobs that people could get, people with disabilities, were low paid, and you could go clear the creeks in the Texas sun and work at, hotels, emptying trash cans and getting not very much money. So we were looking around for better jobs, and I had a bit of a background in the ancient computer languages. I learned to program in COBOL and Fortran and all those, but I never really synced with the tech, the whole tech movement that much. And but I always loved the potential of technology, and when HTML came along, it was like the voice of the angels to me, and I thought, well, this is great for people with disabilities. Let's find them some tech jobs. And at that time, the CEO of Easter Seals was Steve Ginrich, who's in the room, one of the many people I have to thank, who said, yeah, let's find them some tech jobs, and introduced me to people in the tech sector, and we start looking for jobs, and then, oh, there are these barriers. There are these barriers to participation. And so then we start talking to advocates, disability advocates from Goodwill and from Austin Freenet, and we say, why? Why are all these barriers there? Well, it's because these people don't, the tech folks, they just don't know about it. They don't think about it. They don't deliberately say, let's lock all the blind people out of our websites. They just don't know about it. So let's raise awareness, and Steve wisely tells me, well, do something competitive, and that'll get their attention. And so we thought, a web design contest. Most nonprofits don't have websites. Let's do that. And in the process of building that community, I met people like Aaron Bramwell, who had a practice of, he had a web development practice. James Craig, who was working for Frog Design. Of course, Jim Thatcher from IBM. John Slayton at UT. Jim Allen from the Texas School for the Blind. Those three became the famous Judge Brothers. I think Jim's wearing his t-shirt tonight. And the community came together around this really powerful idea of equal access for people with disabilities. So then, you know, we did the air contest for a couple of years. It didn't seem to fit in the Easter Seals ecosystems, so it was tech startup Austin. Steve said, well, Sharon, go start your own nonprofit. So, you know, we started Knowbility, but, you know, it's kind of incredible to me when I think about how the community came together around this idea, and people started thinking about accessibility then, not as, oh, some dry series of regulations, but as a creative challenge and as a way that they could engage with the nonprofit sector, they could learn about what's going on in the community, and they could learn these skills that then served them well in the places they went, and then they became advocates in the places that they worked, and really started changing the entire, well, you know, I think the sea change for accessibility does come from those grassroots, and it hasn't happened overnight. I mean, if you'd told me at that time that I'd be here 25 years later, I would have said, no, you know, when these tech people figure this out, they're going to want this market, these millions, billion people with disabilities all over the world. But tech changes really quickly, and I didn't really figure in that part. But the community itself has been so sustaining, no matter how discouraging it gets sometime. I remember when one year when the air kickoff was scheduled for the night of the day that the towers came down. So it was September 11th, and we were going to have the air kickoff at Schultz Garden. And we figured, well, nobody's going to come. But we went anyway. And I'll be damned if everybody was there, all the teams, all the nonprofits ready to meet their teams. And one guy got up when he was introducing his team, and he said, you know, on this day when I've seen the worst that humans are capable of, I wanted to be in a room with people who wanted to make it better. And that's kind of what AIR is all about. And so in these times when we're so challenged by some of the things that are going on in our communities, and the ways that people continue to be marginalized and forgotten and oppressed and discriminated against, it's really wonderful to have this community of people who say no to that and say, no, we're going to work for inclusion and equity and fairness and justice. And so, once again, I just want to say thank you to all the people through all the years. And if I haven't said your name out loud, it's because there are so many people. I mean, Kim, I just saw Kim. Where did she go? She came in the room. She was our office manager for 16 years. Tina, of course, this wonderful staff, and our glorious sponsors. You know, the people who support us, who put money behind the work that we do and believe in us. But most especially to you, all of you guys who participate. I just, that's all I wanted to do, was to say thank you and to turn it over to the next executive director of Knowbility, Jillian, who's going to lead us through the awards tonight. And we're going to learn all about the good work that you all did and the ones who get to take home the ribbons. So thank you all.
Sure. Thank you again, Sharon, and thank you everyone for being here tonight. I would be remiss if I didn't say something about the AIR program and how impactful it has been in my life and the life of so many people who are in this room today. You know, I know that we haven't made the official announcement yet about the executive director transition, so y'all are the first to know this exclusive news.
Yeah, tell them not to tell
You're all like, it's a secret. But I can't even begin to express how much I owe the AIR program, Knowbility, and Sharon Rush for my career. Backtrack to 2008. I was a project manager at a web design agency in Houston, building websites for oil and gas and manufacturing folks, because, hashtag Houston. And my boss told me about this competition called Air Houston, and it was an accessibility competition. Did I want to participate? I looked him straight in the eye and I said, I don't know Jack or Jill, pun intended, about accessibility, but I do know that I like to win things, so let's do it. Let's do the damn thing. And I showed up at the Caroline Collective, which was a tech working space where the AIR kickoff was held. And I walked in and immediately felt the magic. I was presented by this competition and the rules that I had signed up for, had no idea what I was going to be doing. But I felt this magic, this warmth in the atmosphere, and I thought to myself in the back of my mind, I think I've met my people. And since then, my history with Knowbility has only deepened and grown. And with that, so has my gratitude. So I want you all to be the first to know that I recognize that I have very, very big shoes to fill. And I will not let any of y'all down. Knowbility will carry on for another 25 years and beyond. And I owe that in honor of Sharon, my hero, who has since walked out, but that's okay. But the AIR program is incredibly special because it creates those moments of awareness for folks who really want to show up to work every single day and create amazing products and delightful experiences for their clients, their customers, and really, honestly, let's be honest, y'all. We build this for ourselves too, right? Because we take pride in what we create. We find doing these things, the act of creating, joyful. And if we can ensure that the folks, our end users, can have that same experience, then we've done our jobs. And the AIR program gives you hands-on experience to do just that. There isn't anything out there like this. So I've had conversations with several first-timers here today, and whether or not you realize it, y'all have been inducted into a family. So hello. Hello, fam. This family is going to be there for you to prop you up, to support you, no matter what role you're in, which company you work for, which projects you're working on. We're all here to do the same thing, and that's to unlock the internet for everyone, no matter what their abilities are. And with accessibility teams and the prioritization of accessibility initiatives shrinking across the board in technology, in government, in education, and even with the looming with looming litigation on the horizon, resources are shrinking. They'll never shrink here because you have a community of practitioners, advocates, experts here to support you, no matter what, no matter where you are. And that's what Knowbility is about. So. So speaking of support, I'd be remiss to emphasize the corporations and the individuals that enable us to continue this impactful and this great work. Up on the screen here, we have our program sponsors for AIR 2025. I'd like to personally thank Google, Event, Streamline, Monkey Boy, KOOP, Mighty Citizen, and Tito's for sponsoring our AIR program this year. Everyone give them a round of applause, please. I'd also love to thank the folks on the next slide who have donated as individuals to Knowbility community programs. There are a lot of names. We don't have a lot of time, but every single donation made by the folks on the screen today will help us carry on the amazing work we do. So thank you all for your individual donations. As far as impact by our community, I'd like to now take some time during our program to highlight the impact of someone incredibly dear to the Knowbility family who we lost last year in 2025. Dave Dauber was a force and a longtime friend and family member supporter of Knowbility programs for decades. Dave never met a stranger. He always entered the room and immediately brought his energy with him. Dave D rhymes with accessibility, and it was something that he advocated for ferociously. Tonight, we'd like to honor him and remember his memory by sharing some words from coworkers and also Nick Waynand, one of our sponsors, Mighty Citizen, who could not be here tonight. So first, we'd like to cue up a video from his colleague Robin, who worked with him at Nelnet.
Hello, friends and family and loved ones of Dave. My name's Robin, and I had the privilege of being Dave's training partner at his work. Many of you probably know that a great passion of Dave's was digital accessibility, and that's what he got to do each day at his job. And you don't really need me to tell you that, because here's Dave himself.
Yeah, and I'm David Dauber. I go by Dave D because it rhymes with accessibility. I love accessibility. I'm down in Austin, Texas, actually. I'm pictured here with my fedora. I've got a gray beard, and the gray beard is significant because I've been in accessibility 15 years. So I'm an older guy, young at heart though. Love to do accessibility, love to talk about it, and help make the world a more inclusive place. And that's why we're all here today.
So I remember one of the first days he started working, we met over Teams, and Dave started playing me sounds like applause and ooh, ah, something like that, maybe buzzers too, from a sound effect generator that he had purchased on his own to use for live trainings because he loved training so much and was always thinking of ways to make trainings more fun and engaging for people. And I remember that I had a feeling that day that, working with Dave, I think I'm going to be in for a treat. And a treat it certainly was. As we worked together over this last year and a half, Dave brought his creativity and fun into our trainings. Dave loved people. He loved talking to people, making people laugh, and getting to know them. He loved going to conferences and reuniting with friends near and far. At the last one, he even bought a presenter from the UK some candy corn to take home because her son really wanted to know what all that candy corn stuff was about. Wherever we went for a conference, sure enough, someone always spotted him and said, "Dave, so good to see ya. How you doing?" I'm pretty sure that I was working with a celebrity. During our trainings, Dave loved sharing memorable catchphrases that stuck with people as we trained, and he would jump in with spontaneous, goofy situations that always kept us entertained, myself included. And because Dave's awesomeness should be shared with the world, here's a compilation of just a few of them.
So we will select it after we type the words on the screen, and then we're going to do Control K to get away. That's the phrase that I like. This is really one of the only keyboard shortcuts that I've memorized because I use it a lot. I'm just going to create these really quickly. Robin, do you know a super magic way to do it? One by one, right?
Yeah, one by one.
although it's not much fun.
fun.
Yeah, great idea for us to think about.
I bet you it is. I bet it is. I bet assistive technology picks it up.
Okay.
I'm gonna bet Robin lunch on that one. So we're gonna test it out, and if it works, Robin, you owe me lunch. If it doesn't, I will owe you lunch. How's that sound?
Okay. I think that sounds good. I'm sorry, I'm just noticing we have a marketing communications may disagree with you, Matt, comment about.
I always like to start fights, Robin. Wherever I go, it seems like I always start fights. So yeah.
Okay.
Did it again today. Yeah.
I think the joviality Dave contributed to our trainings radiated from his bright and positive spirit. Everyone who got to know Dave wanted more of him. I am so grateful to have gotten to be Dave's work partner. Beyond work, Dave shared his friendship with me. He was always so supportive and had such wisdom to share for others. And he always wanted to encourage others when they were feeling a little down. Here's just one example.
Goes to show that even if you've been doing accessibility for a long time, you can still miss stuff. And, that's okay. Just go back and correct it when you find it. Or if somebody brings it up to you as an issue, oops, we do the best that we can. We're all human. We make mistakes. Just keep at it and make it as accessible as you can.
Through our friendship, I got to learn more about Dave's family and his complete dedication to them. His wife, his kids, his mom, and Daisy, Duncan, and Dolly, his doggies. His wife, Terry, was the love of his life. Watching him talk about Terry always filled my heart. I could see the depth of his devotion to her in his eyes whenever he spoke of her. I got to hear about his surprise birthday plans for her, their adventures together, and how much fun they had over their anniversary. I actually finally got to meet Terry this May, and I couldn't have been more excited. Dave and Terry emanated warmth and grace, generosity and kindness. Their love for each other and for others was evident in all they did. Dave, I learned so much from you about patience, about grace, about self-forgiveness, about perseverance. You were such a light in this world who made everyone's life better by being part of it. I thank you for your kindness. Thank you for your generosity. Thank you for your joy. I don't want you to be gone, but I know you are in heaven now, and that's a great place to be. I'll miss you tremendously, my friend. We all will. Thank you for being you. Thank you for everything.
Knowbility board member. He wasn't just the AIR program chair. He was a human who dedicated his life to making life better for other humans, and that showed. Up next, we have some words from Nick Winan of Mighty Citizen.
Hello, everyone. My name is Nick Winan, and I'm the founder and CEO of Mighty Citizen. My two companies, Trademark Media and Mighty Citizen, have competed in the Accessibility Internet Rally over the years many, many times. In fact, I think we may have even won the competition a time or two. We always learn a great deal about accessibility, and we have a lot of fun competing, but the thing we enjoy the most are the people that we get to meet along the way. Dave Dauber was one of those people, and I want to spend a minute talking about Dave. I first met Dave and his partner Gene way back in 2016 during the Accessibility Internet Rally. Back then it was a local competition. It was called Air Austin, and we had 8 hours to create an accessible website for a nonprofit organization. The Gene and Dave Show was that organization. And if you're not familiar with the Gene and Dave Show, it was an online show about all things accessibility, and it was hosted by the very charismatic Gene and Dave. During the competition, Dave and I struck up an instant friendship, and we've been friends ever since. In fact, Dave recruited me personally this year to compete in the competition, and we put in a team, and I'm glad he did so, because not only do we get to compete, but I got to interact with Dave one more time before he passed away. Dave was a very, very special person. He was passionate about accessibility, but most importantly, he was passionate about humanity and improving people's lives. Dave and I bonded over that shared value. Dave made a real impression on my life, and I was very sad to learn about his passing. I feel very lucky to have known Dave. I'm a better person because of it. Dave, I'll think about you often, and you will be missed. Thank you for making an impression on my life and for improving people's lives along the way. Rest in peace, Dave. Best of luck to all the teams competing this year. We hope you have a great event. Thank you so much for listening. Goodbye and good luck.
So now we're moving on to the next segment of our program. We'd like to thank our amazing volunteers who participated in AIR 2025. So in order to hold the Accessibility Internet Rally year over year, it absolutely takes a village. It's not just Knowbility's small but mighty team of staff. We have judges, mentors, and client participants and dev teams from all over the world. We'd like to take a moment to recognize our mentors and judges before we dive into our teams and our clients. So first and foremost, we'd like to thank our AIR 2025 Advisory Board. If you are here in person, please stand, raise your hand to be recognized. We've got Brenda Adrian. We've got Shirley Lynn. Jillian, Jan McSorley, Rochelle Gassetta, Michael Moore, Randy Horwitz, and Natalie Tucker, who I believe are all virtual. Let's give them a round of applause. At this time, we'd like to invite Natalie Patrice Tucker to join us virtually and share a few words as our lead mentor.
So I will just take a few moments and say a few words. Tonight is really about gratitude. To our mentors, you showed up with expertise, patience, and really a deep belief that accessibility is not an edge case. It is the work. You answered late night questions, reviewed half-finished ideas, and translated standards into human impact, and reminded teams that people are always at the center of what we build. You didn't mentor projects, you mentored confidence, and you helped participants trust their instincts, sharpen their thinking, and aim higher than they thought possible. Because of you, this rally wasn't just productive, it was transformative. Knowbility Air exists because of people like you. Generous with your time, rigorous in your thinking, and unwavering in your commitment to inclusion. On behalf of the teams, the organizers, and the community that will benefit from this work, thank you. Thank you for leading, teaching, and caring so deeply. This impact doesn't stop tonight. It ripples outwards, and that's really because of all of you. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you so much, Natalie. And let's give a round of applause to Robert Aiello, Eric Bailey, Sushmita, Priyanka Balusu, Joe Burkhart, Samantha Carter, May Chan, Sumner Davenport, Taya Aiton, Suyash Ekre, Amanda Fierro, James Fleeting, Vaidehi Gokale, Soren Hamby, Lindsay Hornsby, Randy Horwitz, Boughton Jones, Shirley Lynn, Mike Moore, Indumati Murugesan, Susie Nashansky, Devin Owsley, Justin Yarborough, who I believe is here in person, Roberto Perez, Vamsi Krishna, Puttaparthi Tirumala, Kartik Raguraman, Renate Roki, Ryan Schugert, Eric Stearns, Julia Sugarman, Kirsten Thomas, Natalie Tucker, and Caroline Woodard. Let's give them a round of applause. And now I believe our lead judge, Luis Garcia, is joining us virtually with some words to share as well.
So I have a few folks that I need to thank. They've been thanked a few times tonight, but they helped me particularly, so I need to thank them. So basically people on the judging committee. So Jan McSorley, Michael Moore, Rob Carr, Mark Boyden, Tina Franklin, Brenda Adrian, Sharon Rush, basically like lots of other people. There were other judges that, you did a really great job this year, helping out, getting more, active earlier on in the process. We had some of our judges find some, tech related issues related to some of the sites. They're able to like report those earlier. Mark was able to kind of step in, get some of those tech issues resolved. So that way, we can get all the sites judged on time. I want to thank, we're going to read the list shortly after this, but I want to also thank Aaron Banger. He was kind of like our backup judge. He wasn't able to get a site, the initial sites that were set up, but he came in and helped out at the end, and with some backup judging, which is always useful and helpful at the time. And kind of like that, what Natalie was saying, like it doesn't just end with air. Like we're all going to be doing stuff throughout the year. We're all in the Slack, and we're all some of us are pretty active in it, some not, but we're here all the time. Feel free and hang out. Feel free and ask questions. We're here for everything. And thank you so much to Air for giving me this opportunity. This is I've never lead judged before. I've judged, but never lead judged, and I'm thankful for this privilege to be able to do it. And I had lots of fun this year. So thank you so much to everybody.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Huge thanks to our judges, Paul Adam, Brenda Adrian, Crystal Baker, Gokhan Boybeck, Amy Carney, Samantha Carter, Aaron Banger, Sharath Ramakrishnan, Sumner Davenport, Usha Pichandi, Heron Hentry, Julianne King, Shivaji Kumar, Rakhana Madhyani, Jan McSorley, Michael Moore, Lisa Prince, Glenda Sims, Kirsten Thomas, and Cynthia Xavier. Let's give them a round of applause. Special recognition also goes out to Becky Gibson and Sumner Davenport for the amazing practical skills training they provided our dev teams. Yeah. So let's please give them also another round of applause. Keep those hands out. Just keep those hands out, y'all. Awesome. Now we're moving on to the section of our program where we are going to highlight our AIR teams and our clients and then get to the winners. So I promise we're getting there. I swear, we're almost there. This year, what's really exciting is that AIR, as a global competition, welcomed more than 200 amazing participants from around the world. So we had, yes, come on, that ain't nothing. We had folks from multiple continents working in a variety of time zones, coordinating with their clients, their mentors, in order to get this amazing work done. This year, our AIR 2025 clients included ASJR, the Advocates for Social Justice Reform, Austin Classical Guitar, the Rosette, the City Federation of Colored Women's Clubs of Texarkana, Coalition of Texans with Disabilities, Code Your Dreams, Disability Empowerment Society Nepal, Emergent Literacy, Esther Klang, Godwin Harrison, Hubbard Brook Research Foundation, Ivan Estrella de Los Angeles, National Association of Governors Committees on People with Disabilities. There are lots of words tonight, y'all. Lots of words. Site Law Services Incorporated, Cape Cod and Islands, Tamir Zaid, Blind War, the Rosedale Foundation Inclusion Austin Project, and the Westside Queer Resource Center. Thank you so much, AIR clients, for trusting the process, for coming forth and allowing us to learn through creating something amazing for you. The work this year was completed by our AIR 2025 teams, the Alley Cats, Access Granted, Access Key, Cisco, Digital Accessibility Alliance, Key to Access, Lucky Team 7, Matched, Mighty Citizens, Open Access, Open Sesame, Testing and Research Team, Tech Vision, the Accessibeasts, the Universal Pathfinders, aka Team Up, and the Usabellas. If you were on an AIR team this year, stand and be recognized. Or not, we can just continue, all right? Amazing. All right, so up on the screen, we've got our client and team matches. Again, those are a lot of words, but what this shows is which client was matched to which team. And moving on, this year, we had a few folks submit some videos that they wanted to share with y'all about their experience.
Hi, my name is Dominique, and I am happy that I was part of the AIR Rally. I served on the Digital Ally Alliance team as the team captain, project manager, and lead accessibility tester.
Hi, I'm Jordania, and I'm a software engineer. I'm part of the Digital Ally Alliance team. My favorite moment, seeing someone without vision use our site and understand whether or not I built it properly. He really liked the way that we handled the form errors. So for me, that was also really new. I wanted to try something new and see, watching him use it with his screen reader and validate that the features are really useful to him. For me, that was my favorite moment.
Hi, my name is John Okaf from Africa, Nigeria. My accessible internet rally program experience was amazing. Thanks to all my team members, Digital Accessibility Alliance. My role was in UX design and quality assurance testing.
Hello, my name is Joseph Reinick. I was part of the Digital Ally Alliance team for the 2025 AIR competition. I believe our team's greatest strength was teamwork because every member had good insights, a role to play, and contributed to the finished product.
My favorite part of the AIR Rally event was having the usability and accessibility test. It brought our team together at the end.
Thank you again, AIR Rally, for this opportunity to experience a competition in digital accessibility.
We are Team Accessibeast.
We are Team Accessibeast, and we have been working with Westside Career Resource Center to redesign their website as part of the AIR competition this year. Westside Career Resource Center, WQRC, is an organization dedicated to provide welcoming and safe environment to LGBTQ community. And the main goal of our redesign was to allow users to learn about the community and easily find upcoming events and available resources. In introducing our team member, I'm Tech. I'm the team captain and UI designer for this team. And one takeaway for me in this competition was it was a great learning experience that expanded my accessibility knowledge beyond just color contrast and semantic HTML to include like different spectrum of disability, design considerations, and tools like screen readers. But more importantly, I really now truly understand why accessibility matters.
Hi, I'm Stephanie. I am one of the UX designers and also the project manager of the team. So I'll say my takeaway from AIR is definitely the experience in accessibility design and building up my skill in that, and also remembering like always design with my accessibility thinking hat on, and also getting the experience in working in a cross-functional team.
Hello, I'm Nicola. I'm from Italy and I'm a freelancer web designer. I decided to participate in this challenge because I want to help people in general, and I'm focused in creating solutions that are much accessible as possible.
Hi, I'm Brenda. I'm another one of the UX designers and also researchers. I think highlights for me have been gaining an understanding of what it takes to build in an accessible manner, and also thinking about that when I'm designing, how it is that I need to communicate with development so that they understand the accessibility functionality that I'm really going for. And ultimately learning the various ways that people use assistive technology and thinking about how to make the experience great for as many people as possible has been a challenge, but also a highlight to push myself and challenge myself to think more and more broadly and define success with a much greater bandwidth.
And I'm Denip. I'm the accessibility tester. I love this stuff. This is my 4th year with AIR, so just really enjoy the competition and the chance to jump in there and just really dig in on accessibility issues. I love communicating, or I have loved in this team communicating kind of accessibility requirements, and really enjoy the discussion that we've been having about how to make things more usable to people of all sorts of disabilities and abilities. So really enjoying my time this year.
I'm Roger Glenn. I'm the developer on the team, and I've really enjoyed working with this group of folks. Very impressed with everyone's dedication and level of interest in accommodating all kinds of needs on the web. I participated in AIR in 2016 and wanted to brush up on my accessibility chops as a developer, because I know lots have changed. A lot of things have changed since then, and it's been very eye-opening during this process to, what I thought I knew, didn't really apply the same way it did back then. It was also very enlightening working with other accessibility testers to see how they navigate web pages and sites. Very, very illuminating. So this is a great group of folks, and I really enjoy working with Jamie and the folks at Westside Queer Resource Center.
And I was like, oh, hang on, we have a tagline now. I'm like, hang on, we have a tagline? And so I used that on there. I love this. And so I told them, and they're like, oh yeah. And so I put it on the front of our brochure. So it's cool. Like, you all are really, we got more than a website design. So maybe that's what I need to put in for your video there. Okay. But yeah, this is great.
I think that might solve the problem of like people worrying about privacy issue, but also solve our problem, like showing the goal and the mission and like what the QRC really is to like people walking through the website.
I love that. That's perfect. Yeah.
Because there was a lot of complexity that we had to deal with, but definitely was a fun challenge to work on. But essentially what each of this results card will do is, if you click on it, it's going to take you to the external resources. Yeah.
I'm muted, I'm sorry, but that's perfect. Yeah. That's amazing.
I just want to take a second and say our design includes some really, really, really complex stuff. A calendar and a resource database. It's not kids play. This is advanced stuff, y'all. So do we have an agreement? This is the change that we make to the accordion, and then somebody will decide on the border that gives it just enough to make it pop and look nice.
Mm-hmm. I think so, Brenda. Maybe on the hover or in the hover, I don't know.
I'm not seeing a difference.
I think I need kind of the optometrist view. This is 3, this is 4, this is 3, this is 4, this is
2 or 3?
Yeah.
2 or 3. Each of the statements and which category it goes to.
Okay.
Way up at the top.
Yeah?
No, like the final design.
The row that says final designs. You know, the final.
It's the final design, sorry.
I mean, keep up, Nicola.
We saw so much amazing work, wonderful collaboration, and lots of great questions asked from the teams that competed this year. But there can only be 3 winners. And so now, I'm really excited to invite our first awards presenter of the evening, Aaron Bromwell, to present our third place.
Ooh, those are bright. Hey, everybody. My name's Aaron. I know. I run Monkey Boy. Just real quick, just honored to be here, be such a big fan of Sharon, who I'm so excited for and sad that you're leaving, and keep my tears inside for now. But just throughout the years, Knowbility's meant so much to us that we're just honored to be a part of it. The advisory board, we've got a couple mentors this year, and we wouldn't be where we are without AIR and Access U and Knowbility as a whole. So thank you from all of us monkeys. That being said, we're at the finish line, but this is also the beginning of many of your journeys too, so don't stop here. This is just where to keep it going. It is a journey. It is something just to continue to stay on the road and keep bringing inclusivity to everybody. So with that being said, I'm proud and honored to announce the winner of the third place for the 27th Annual Accessibility Internet Rally. We always start with the proverbial drum roll. I can't see it. Oh, there we go. And the winners are Team Accessibeasts. Helping out the...
Come on, y'all. Come on up.
After that video, you guys should either start your own agency or come work for me or something.
Come work for him, he said.
And they were helping out the West Side Queer Resource Center.
Yes, please.
And I'll read names. Nicola Mascata, Roger Glenn, my buddy. Take Bean Nam, is that correct? Yeah. Brenda Whetstone, Stephanie Wang, and Danab Pulsifer. Congratulations, y'all.
We forgot to take the plastic off.
You want help unwrapping?
Yeah, we want to get Rogers. Sorry.
Mr. Glenn.
Super fresh.
Thank you. You bet. Congrats, y'all.
Sharon, would you like to join us for the photo? Sharon, you want to join us for the photo?
This is your, like...
Okay. Okay. All right. Let's give him a round of applause. Would you like to say a few words about,
Speech.
Wow. Wow. It is a very pleasant surprise to win the third place. And as a novice who's just starting to learn about access.
Show up instead of sending somebody who clearly does not give a crap about whether it gets better. You're going to take the win, or you're going to call family services.
Yeah, but as a... Are we ready? Okay.
You're doing so great. You're doing so great, and you did such a great job.
Yeah, basically, wanted to say that I was incredibly privileged to work with extremely talented and passionate teams who has such a great passion for accessibility, not just the technical knowledge, but their attitudes towards pushing for accessibility has taught me a lot of things. It has challenged my biases and also expanded my perspective on accessibility as well. So I want to thank all my team members, Stephanie, for keeping all the projects intact throughout this long journey, our project manager and also the UX designer. Nicola, our visual designers, who have not just I really appreciate for your thoroughness in the visual design, but also I admire your passion for accessibility as well. Brenda, thanks for your thoughtful design considerations that is based on your deep thinking about accessibility. Your opinions and design has kept us focused on accessibility as well. Thank you, Roger, for developing all this website. You're the most capable developers that I have met in my career. So thanks so much. And huge thanks to our Deneb for stepping into our team on the midway. We faced a lot of headwinds at the beginning, but we were not only able to tap into Deneb's expert knowledge in accessibility, but his presence throughout our meeting have kept us positive throughout this journey. And thank you, Jamie, for being such a great clients to work with. And last but not least, I wanted to thank our mentors for sticking with us towards the end, and thanks for all the support and words of encouragement. Yeah, thanks.
Wonderful. All right. So thank you so much, Accessibeast. Oh, Roger, did you want to say something?
You may or may not believe it, but I've been doing this for a while. This is one of the most productive teams that I've worked with ever. Tech did an amazing job just wrangling all the cats. He was very diplomatic with not only all the team members, but also the client. Everyone just did amazing. Can't say enough great things about him, and I'm looking forward to participating again. Thank you.
I'd like to recognize that we also have virtual participants in tonight's awards ceremony. So if there are any team members or clients that would like to say something to the room, please raise your hand in Zoom, and our tech team will get you up on screen. But before that, we have a drawing. Thank you. All right, take out those tickets. And if your ticket number is 2415253, then you have won your choice of item from the table. 2415253. Justin Yarbrough, one of our mentors, has won an item. You have. Up next, I am really excited to welcome Steve G to the podium. Steve was one of Knowbility's co-founders, and he'll be presenting second place tonight.
Thank you. Hi, everyone, both in the room here and online. It's great to be here with you. Knowbility is really a 30-year journey for me. It started back in 1997 when I had the privilege of joining Easter Seals of Central Texas as a CEO. It had been after a pretty busy career in startups, start first in Houston and then landing in Austin. And we'd had the good fortune of having our company acquired in 1996. So after a year of growing my hair long, I wish I could do that still today, but, and going to South by Southwest, and as my wife Rebecca, who's my great companion and partner in life, would know, sort of sowing my wild oats and buying that convertible Corvette that I always wanted, I was ready for something new and something to really be involved in the community for the first time in a long time. So I was grateful and honored to receive the invitation to join Easter Seals of Central Texas. I grew up in a home with disabilities from the time I was young to beyond, from a mother who was stricken with multiple sclerosis from when I was a child. And so it was nothing to me to help my mom walk, get the groceries, take care of household chores, cook, and beyond. So when I learned of the opportunity to work with people with disabilities at Easter Seals, I was really like, yes, that's the job I wanted. And the problem, as Sharon and many of you have experienced and expressed and sort of lived your lives so eloquently and greatly so to do, is that technology had not advanced in the ways that the rest of the world had in some ways. And so coming from the tech sphere, I felt that there was something that we could maybe do about that. And Sharon's told the story, and so I won't go into that, of sort of how we got around to coming up with the idea through lots of conversations with many, many people who are online tonight and who are in our memories so vividly, I would say. But we got to that point, excited to be here. And one thing that I learned fairly early on in community service was that it's one thing to last more than a year as a freestanding nonprofit, but the nonprofit really begins to get its legs and show sustainability when you have your board member and founders leave, and yet it continues to sustain itself and grow and add more people. And that is exactly what happened under Sharon. And so the best part of my life, honestly, in relation to Knowbility was when I didn't know anything about what Knowbility was doing, because I knew it was in great hands and that it was carrying on, and that Sharon and the new leadership that was a part of it were making it thrive and grow beyond that. So the final step in that chapter, I think, of sustainability with a great nonprofit is that when the founding executive director leaves and new leadership comes in and takes it forward beyond. And so thrilled to have met and get to know, and I can't wait to know more, Jillian for the future of the organization. So great to have her on board. Thank you. So I'm getting to do something I haven't done for probably 20 or 25 years, and that's to actually be part of presenting an award tonight. So it's terrific to do that tonight, and I'd like to say that the winner, drum roll please, is the Isabellas for the Esther Klang site. And so I don't know if we have any of the folks here in the room tonight, but if we do, please come up. Leslie Martinez, Lily Zhao, Ramona Neely, Lorna Brown, Elizabeth Brown, Marcia Schwank, and Joan Williams. Congratulations.
Say some words.
We're a little surprised. We had a lot of fun. We had a lot of struggle, and we honestly couldn't have done it without each other. And that's all there is to it. And we absolutely love Esther Klang.
Yeah, I know that Esther is on the I was watching this remotely, so hi. Oh my gosh. Just like this was one of the most supportive teams. We jumped in. We were all strangers. We did not know each other. We met each other on our first call, and I think it was amazing how committed everybody in this team was to Esther, to accessibility, and just to the mission of making the world better. And I can't even enumerate all of the extra steps and extra things. And anytime there was a question of what we were going to do, it was always, well, how much can we do, and what else can we do? I mean, there was never a moment where we backed off. And I'm really gobsmacked, and this is amazing. All right, so thank you.
Wonderful. And do we have any team members or Esther on the line in case you'd like to chime in? If so, please raise your hand so our tech team can queue you up.
Joining AIR was life-changing for me. Living with quadriplegia and challenges with breathing and speech, I face a lot of obstacles that most people never think about. But my team didn't just help me. They took my clunky old website and turned it into something beautiful and accessible. They stuck with me, giving way more than anyone could expect. And even after the competition ended, they're still by my side. 8 weeks flew by, and honestly, I wish it could have lasted longer. Now I've got friends for life, and I will always treasure that. Thank you to Knowbility for matching me with the best team ever and for allowing me join the Accessible Internet Rally.
Amazing. Okay. The moment you all have been waiting for, and I'm very excited to welcome Jim Allen, one of the original Judge brothers. I almost said blood brothers, but it's pretty much the same thing. One of the original Judge brothers and 14-year veteran of the AIR program to present our first prize.
I haven't had a red beard in forever. Hi, I'm Jim Allen, and since they've been yelling at me, I have to do this. So here's the original Judge Brother T-shirt. It's I feel like Superman up here. You are Superman. So that was, let's see, who we got? John Slayton, Jim Thatcher, and myself. And the conchos say AIRAUSTIN on the pants. Nice. And you know, I started with this in '97, along with Steve and Sharon, and we created the first judging form just out of whole cloth. The WCAG hadn't started yet, and so we just figured it out, wrote it up, and back then it was you had 8 hours, and it's way different than what you folks have been doing, because we were doing basic HTML, and even then we had issues. But the thing about the AIR competition is that it infects you with accessibility. You may not know it, but it's in your bones. It won't leave you. It's just everything you do, you will think, it's like, is that really accessible? Can I make that better? And there were companies that have come up over the years. They would, it's like, hey, our mojo's better than yours. Look, we've got 2 first place trophies. You only have 1. And it would go back and forth and back and forth. But it builds an amazing group of people. And, I could go on and on. Anyway, I just love all you people. I love being part of this community. And it's just, makes me cry. I got to stop. Okay. So the first place team was, oh yeah, thank you. Code Your Dreams Team Alley Cats, or A11Y Cats.
Come on up, Michael Coker. We've got Michael Coker, Sarah Rombacher, Eric Olkowski, Becca Stevens, Kayla Chumley, and Jeff Puzzo. Congratulations again, Michael. Here you go. That's amazing. Yeah. Come on, man. Act like you love us.
Sorry. We don't bite much.
I talk here?
Yes.
Okay. This is, somebody would have to tell me, but I think it's my 4th AIR competition. I was infected with accessibility in a former life, not even doing web development, just learned HTML for fun, and did this event, I think, in 2003, and the 8-hour thing was so much fun. I came back for the next year and the next year, and so it's truly an honor. This year was just a blast. Put together a team with a bunch of folks that I work with who are super talented, and we got paired with a really amazing organization. Bree and Brett from the organization were great to work with. Our team dedicated so much time, effort into putting this together. It was a full-time job outside of our full-time jobs, so, and it couldn't have gone better. It was so much fun. Just want to say thanks for the opportunity. I really love this organization and the community, and so thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I just want to audio describe for our virtual attendees. Team Alley Cats, you have gotten a standing ovation from our founder and our judges. So congratulations again for your amazing work. Do we have any team members or the client online who would like to say any words? I want to make sure that we give them the opportunity in case they do.
Hi, this is Bree from Code Your Dreams. Hi, Bree. Hello, I'm so sad. I'm here in Chicago. It's freezing. Congratulations to the team. They are incredible, and I really want to thank everyone at Knowbility for creating this opportunity for us. I mean, we really won because we're walking away with this tremendous new accessible website that is just incredible. And this has been just a wonderful opportunity. We really left it to the team. I did not do much, Brett did more, but really the team, they just ran with it. All of their suggestions were so spot on, and this was the greatest gift that we could have ever received. So just thank you for allowing us to be a part of this.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Bree, and thank you for Code Your Dreams for your participation. Wonderful. So to wrap up our program, we just want to say that when we all design for inclusion, whenever we all design for accessibility, everyone wins. And because of your efforts and your dedication to making these accessible websites for incredible nonprofits, everyone will receive a participation certificate, which will be emailed to you sometime next week. You can also use the time spent creating these websites through the AIR program for your IAAP CPAECs. IAAP CPAECs. And also just for bragging rights, because y'all did a bang-up job and deserve the recognition. You will also be emailed some LinkedIn badges that you can use to put a little flair on your LinkedIn profiles. Those will also be emailed to you next week. Participation badges will be sent not just to teams and clients, but also judges and mentors. So show off that swag. They will be sent to you next week. We can't wait to see them on your profiles. Coming up for Knowbility, we've got an amazing calendar year planned for you all. We recently wrapped up our 27th annual fundraiser, but you can still donate. Donating to Knowbility is a year-long annual thing. For your convenience, there are QR codes on each of your tables. You can also go to knowbility.org/donate if you would like to help support our community programs. As a reminder, John Slayton Access U will be held this year at St. Edward's University. Shout out to St. Ed's, one of our amazing sponsors. Hey, Brenda. All classes are offered online in hybrid conference format, but if you can make it, you will not be disappointed. We are gearing up for this Access U to be one of the biggest yet. And for those of y'all who may remember from 10, 15, almost 20 years ago, we're bringing back programming that hasn't been seen at Access U for 15 years, which is our Sight, Sound, Soul program. So more information on that soon. You can learn more about that at knowbility.org/accessu. And once you're done learning all the things and gaining confidence in your practical accessibility skills, let's do this all again in June. Yeah? Yeah. So for you first timers, I'm very good at remembering names and faces. I will see you in June again. Hopefully with a renewed sense of energy, a renewed sense of purpose, and just ready to really rock and roll once again with Knowbility and AIR. So thank you again to everyone for joining us in person and virtually for our AIR Awards ceremony. Like I mentioned, when we all commit to creating digital experiences that are inclusive to everyone, everyone wins. So thank you all so much. Be safe going home. Be safe hitting that leave meeting button. And we'll see you all again at Access U this May. Thank you so much.